Time magazine called him the unsung hero behind the internet. CNN called him a father of the internet. President Bill Clinton called him one of the great minds of the information age. He has been voted history's greatest scientist of African descent. He is Philip Emeagwali. He's coming to Trinidad and Tobago to launch the 2008 Kwame Ture lecture series on Sunday, June 8th at the JFK Auditorium, New St. Augustine, 5 p.m. The Emancipation Support Committee invites you to come and hear this inspirational mind address the theme, crossing new frontiers to conquer today's challenges. This lecture is one you cannot afford to miss. Admission is free, so be there on Sunday, June 8th, 5 p.m. at the JFK Auditorium, New St. Augustine.
The following are 6 facts about my scientific quest for how and why parallel processing makes computers faster and makes supercomputers fastest. That scientific quest was for the Philip Emeagwali formula that I experimentally discovered on the 4th of July 1989, and that United States President Bill Clinton reconfirmed in his White House speech of August 26, 2000. First, I began programming supercomputers at age 19. Second, I have been supercomputing since June 20, 1974. Third, I programmed supercomputers from the sequential processing supercomputer that was at 1800 Southwest Campus Way, Corvallis, Oregon, United States, to the most massively parallel processing supercomputer ever built in the 1980s that was in Los Alamos, New Mexico, United States. Los Alamos, New Mexico, United States is to the modern supercomputer what Abuja is to modern Nigeria. Fourth, when I began programming supercomputers, there was no computer that I know of in sub-Saharan Africa. Fifth, when I began programming supercomputers, the word supercomputer had not entered into any dictionary. Sixth, when I began programming supercomputers, President Richard Nixon was living in the White House. Today, there is a computer in almost every White House in the United States and beyond. By the 1940s definition, and to some extent, we are all computer scientists, but not all of us can be listed by Google in the top 10 contributors to the development of the computer. Only one person experimentally discovered how and why parallel processing makes computers faster and super. My contribution to the development of the fastest computer is that I experimentally discovered that parallel processing makes computers faster and makes supercomputers fastest and super, namely the Philip Emeagwali supercomputer formula for processing across processors. And that experimental discovery made the news headlines in 1989. In the 1970s and 80s, I struggled to write about my experimental discoveries that pertained to how to massively parallel process initial boundary value problems of calculus that arose in extreme scaled computational physics. My scientific maturity grew across the decades of the 1970s and 80s. For that reason, my clarity became sharper with distance in time and space. That distance made the massively parallel processing supercomputer once again strange, but as familiar as the sequential processing computer.
Insightful and brilliant lecture.